Round of applause for the film's director, Prateek Vats. Okay, maybe before the audience begins the questions, will you want to say a few words?
Just really glad to be here and to be able to present our film to all of you and just meet you discussing this film. It's an honor for us. It's a great moment of pleasure, and I would like to thank Clarence and the whole team for having us here.
係啦，導演都多謝，都好高興嚟到呢個節啦。咁其實佢都好高興同大家見面。咁佢都好期待，先之前我哋食飯，佢都好期待聽翻其實本地嘅觀眾、香港觀眾有啲乜嘢嘅意見嘅。如果有任何意見或者問題嘅話，請大家舉手啊！咁我哋可以同時俾個咪高峰你嘅。Maybe they're just thinking about what to ask. So maybe I'll just fire away first. Can you tell us a little bit why you decided to make this film about this very interesting profession in Delhi?
I just thought that a premise like that was inherently absurd, and also it sort of became a very good vehicle for us to try a satire, a government political satire, where we could use humor and tragedy both to tell a human story of a small individual against a system, against a big system, against a powerful government setup, and the absurdity that is inherently present in all of this.
係啦，導演都講過，其實就希望用呢一個古仔啦，即係其實就係對呢個而家印度社會上面一啲問題咧，有一個係約式嘅方法去講翻而家個情況。咁譬如講緊一個星斗嘅市民，一個小市民咧，其實點樣去用佢嘅方法，或者去掙扎，去對抗呢個社會上面，譬如話政府啊，或者係個社會嘅政制、社會嘅體制上面嘅一啲剝削咁樣。I think, well, can you tell us a little bit, because I think over there you did tell us that, well, actually the monkeys in Delhi, they somehow gather just around the government quarters, not everywhere, anywhere, but the government quarters, right?
Yeah, it's very funny where the main holdout of monkeys is where the power center of the Indian government is. So it's the most high security VIP area in the center of the capital, and it is inundated with monkeys. They keep trying to figure out what to do, but a monkey is also a religious animal in India, so they can't use a lot of tactics that they would otherwise use against a nuisance which monkeys are creating.
係啊，導演都講到啦，其實咧咁啱咧，其實喺德里咧，即係新德里咧，其實啲馬騮呢度唔去，嗰度唔去，就偏偏淨係去啲政府部門周圍行嚟行去咁樣嚇。咁所以其實佢哋都要用一種方法嘗試去整走佢哋。咁但係馬騮其實喺印度係一個神聖嘅動物嚟嘅，所以基本上又唔可以用啲極端嘅策略咧去整走佢哋，所以就出現咗呢個咁嘅職業啦，就係嘗試要叫佢走，嚇佢哋走之類咁嘅嘢。OK。咁呢個就係一啲背景啦。其實會唔會有任何嘅觀眾，你哋都有一啲問題，或者有任何意見都冇問題嘅喎。咁可以同導演分享下咧，因為其實你都見到導演 ，well he hurt his leg, but he's still with us. So maybe you want to share. Yeah. 呢位朋友。
唔該晒。Thank you. I really enjoyed this film because I really appreciate the color, the composition of your image, and the sound, and also your camera work. It's unlike anything I've ever seen of Indian film, and I wonder of what discipline. I mean, where did you? Oh, maybe it is. You also give credit to your team, but. Somehow it just looked very different. Can you tell us a little more about how it all come together in terms of what we see tangible in that?
Yeah. See, the good thing about you mentioned the team is most of the crew is from the same film school where I have studied. So we know each other from much before and sort of understand what we are trying to do when we are trying to make films. here I made a documentary film before this. So I come from a certain kind of background of shooting with non-fiction elements which are not in our control. So in this film we already knew that the way we will be shooting, it will be incorporating a lot of non-fiction kind of real situations with the monkeys in real locations and all that. But at the same time we wanted to have this very strong narrative fiction element. And that's why we wanted to design a treatment which is not gritty or handheld or, you know, that kind of a feel to it. Just having a feel which is present, which is grand, and which is sort of tells us about Delhi, which is a very grand kind of place, which is the seat of power in India. And so looking at these elements, we wanted to incorporate as much as this was possible, and to deal with colors in a certain way where we didn't want a grim sort of a film, because it's a film about working class people, and generally when we talk about working class, the gaze changes. We think everything is grim and morbid, and we didn't want that. We wanted to have a very vibrant kind of life in the frame with lots of people, color, hustle bustle of Delhi, because we thought that only then will this film make sense. And so trying a lot of things with the actors also, how to perform in these kind of non-regulated spaces became sort of the blueprint for how we went about designing the whole treatment or the design of the film.
Thank you.
So how about the actors? Since you just talked about the actors, I mean, where did you recruit your cast? Where did you get to meet them? Are they professionals? Or I think one of the actors on screen, actually he's a real monkey scarer.
Yeah. So Mahinder, the friend of Anjani who dies in the film, he's a real monkey repeller, as they call him. So he works in these areas scaring away the monkeys. That's his profession. So he was the first person we met. He became sort of a script consultant, a guide, location manager, a lot of things. He helped us a lot. As far as the other actors go, a lot of them are my friends from the film school. They're trained actors. The guy who plays the protagonist, Anjani, the sister, brother-in-law, the contractor, these are all trained actors. The nurse, the girlfriend. And so I've known them in various capacities over the previous years. And I thought that these guys were really equipped to do their own scenes and then interact with non-trained, non-professional actors as well. So it gave us a really nice mixture and a texture of performance which in India we don't get to see. I'll just put it that way. Yeah.
So how did you actually prepare the actors? Did you actually show them around these areas, trying to get them, familiarize them with this particular job or these particular surroundings with the monkeys?
So Anjani, the protagonist, he spent a lot of time with Mahinder, the guy who works with the monkeys. So he went around a lot of places, spent days and days on end with him, just trying to figure out what this situation is, where does he come from. So that included a lot, but the other actors not necessarily in the areas of the monkeys, but it included a lot of rehearsals, like long rehearsals outside of the set or even on set, and then only we would start shooting. So the fact that everybody knew each other helped, and we could just try a lot of things in rehearsal, then finally decide, okay, this is the way we want to go. We weren't really fixing anything beforehand. There was a very strong script, there was a basic shot division in place, but we tried to improvise a lot with the actors. It was fun, and that's why I think you say the treatment, because it becomes so live, because we're constantly improvising, camera is interacting with the actors are responding to the lighting, so all of that became very coherent.
Any other questions? 有冇任何觀眾有任何其他嘅問題意見？呢位朋友有冇問題？